Next question comes from Jim. Now that Apple is a $1 trillion corporation, I started digging into how much of it I actually own. When I first started with The Motley Fool, I began building out my Roth IRA and stock advisor picks, which included Apple as one of my first starter stocks. But it's also the top holding in the index fund in my 401k, and it's also in a couple of other mutual funds I own. Should I sell my small position in Apple that lives in my Roth to be able to reinvest those funds into another stock that has greater potential to grow? How many apples is too many apples?
Yeah, good question, Jim. And first of all, congratulations for actually looking. A lot of people that own mutual funds don't understand the concentrations of the funds, and there's overlapping kind of concentrations that can build up. Apple's an obvious one if you own ETFs or mutual funds because they're in just about everything because they're so big and so liquid. So I looked up yesterday, Vanguard, if you look at if you own the S&P 500, about 4.19% of that mutual fund is in Apple.
Wow.
And then, of course, if you own it in your own portfolios or individual stock as well, you can easily get a big percentage that you didn't really know about. So good for checking. If you haven't checked, Morningstar has a cute little tool. It's called Instant X-Ray or Portfolio X-Ray. So just Google Morningstar and X-Ray tool, and you can kind of find out. You can put in your mutual funds, and you can put in your individual stocks, and then you can see the overlapping percentages of everything. So whether you should sell it or not, the nice thing is you have this individual position in a Roth, so you don't have any tax consequences for selling it or not. I'd say that's an individual decision based on what percent you have in there. You didn't tell us that, Jim, but I'd say generally around 10% seems to be that gets around the high side where you might get a little bit uncomfortable having that much allocated to it. And as you said, there's no consequences to selling it, so that's fine. Generally, we tell people, though, if you like the company and how well they're performing, don't sell just for the sake of selling, but that 10% is a rough area where you might get uncomfortable.